Pickaxe.
We are creeping up on 250 patrons, which means Xander and Sebastian are going cryptid hunting in the woods very, very soon. And yes, I too can't believe I let them talk me into going into the woods at night alone with Xander strapped with a camera. So, hey, if that's something you'd like to see, fully edited and in video format for your viewing pleasure, consider supporting your favorite D&D podcast over at patreon.com/castparty. Listen to each new episode of Cast Party and Nocturne live with the cast, hang out with us in the Discord, get exclusive behind-the-scenes episodes, hilarious bonus monthly one-shots, and so much more. Patreon.com/castparty. Thank you all so much for listening. Enjoy the episode, cast and crew, and good luck. Welcome, cast and crew, back to Nocturne, A Curse of Strahd Tale. My name is Ryan McManus, and I will be your director for today. You can find me running the Cast Party socials at Cast Party D&D or on my personals at Rye.McManus. And I am joined today by my lovely cast and crew, ready to ascend the manor. We have Vince.
Hi, I'm Vince. I play Theren, the man of hope seeking retribution, and I have not once, now that I think about it, called out my socials because just Cast Party, but Jet and Pebbles on Insta or whatever, yeah, that's me.
Next is Sin.
Hi, salutations. My name is Sin. I'll be playing Aasria. Oh god, my tagline, I'm so sorry. Discovering courage in the face of fear, and you can find me on all my socials as sensationally.me. CIN instead of SEN.
Before we introduce our next cast member, I must mention this campaign will be using lingering injuries. This is something we talked about prior and just forgot to bring up in the moment because it's a new concept for all of us. So, if a character takes a hit that is more than half of their HP or falls unconscious, there will be some sort of lasting effect on this character. So, newly scarred across the face from a claw attack from Aasria, we have Christian.
Oh.
Hi. My name is Christian. I will be playing the now 3-scarred Tannis, the chain forged in blood. And you can find me on all of my socials at Captain Carlson. That's cpt.carlson on Instagram, captain.carlson on TikTok.
And finally, we have May.
Hi, I'm May, and I play Zielle, or Z. She is slaying in all meanings of the word, and I am May LaFay on Instagram and Threads, or that's a thing we use now, and TikTok and all of those things. Twitch.
Recap poem time.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Bars.
Emerging from the mist, confused and lost, you made it to Barovia, but ultimately, at what cost? A slash to the face, leaving a lasting scar. Tannis is bloodied before making it that far. The fog hangs like a curtain, with death in the air. Tannis investigated a body covered in traces of wolf hair. The body was mauled by direwolves and had a letter to deliver, but when you looked at the handwriting, your spines sure did shiver. You heard howls in the distance and cautiously pressed forth, while Tannis stalked through the trees, leading you all not north, but west along a river to your first sign of homes, boarded up abandoned at the end of this cobblestone road you were traveling on, now left from the dirt, leaving Zielle to wonder, how does Theren flirt with his sword that he carries? But she then saw a church, along with a larger important house, but 2 children converged. Save our baby brother from the monster in the basement. Rose and Thorn Durst were truly adamant. You made your way inside, leaving them safe in a tree, with a light on their doll, filling them with glee. Tannis stole a sword right off the mantle while Aasria checked out the kitchen without using the handle. Aasria found her feast, displayed on the table, while Theren found a den filled with shots that were fatal. Tannis joined Theren. As his hand began to whir, he started to overheat and caused one heck of a stir. So you said, fuck the first floor, and made it up to the second. But Theren wasn't too pleased by that painting, I reckon. A family portrait turned just that. A blade to a throat, and a voice did crack. Right through your will, And though you don't know when, this dark silhouette said, "It's so good to see you again." Theren, your peripheral vision was entirely black. You were hyper-fixated, almost tunnel vision, down to the exact framework of this painting. As it all then begins to reverse, this blackness that you see on the outer rim of your sight is almost sucked into the painting itself, engulfing the painting in black before revealing the Durst family once again and the surroundings around you.
Immediately, everyone around, you can see Theren explodes with this black and purple mist that you see emit from him at times. It's just all around him, and it encompasses his entire sword as he pulls it out. And you can see that a ton of it just comes from out of the sword, and it forms into a little ball in front of him. And he's on edge right now. And this ball is just staying floating mid-air as Theren pulls his sword out in front of him, and he turns towards all of you with eyes beaming bright, heavy breathing. Where did he go?
Tannis is going to eject his dart into his hand, keep that behind his back. Tannis is also on edge. And seeing this sword come out and this ball of energy come out, Tannis is going to very quickly try and analyze the situation. What are you talking about?
He was just here.
Who was just here?
Did you not see?
No! Who are you talking about?
He had the fucking sword again!
Who had the sword? What sword? Your sword? Who had your sword?
It was to her throat. It was happening again. He was coming for her again. You didn't see a thing?
No, I didn't see a thing.
No one?
Theren, maybe we should take a moment to maybe take a deep breath.
None of you saw anything.
Theren, we just saw you looking at the painting. There's nothing there. It's just the family.
All right. And he just stabs his sword into the ground. You can see all that mist just dissipates and that black orb disappears.
Loud echoing clang on the tile beneath your feet as Theron's hefty greatsword slams into the tile.
Now that's not proper sword care.
See, he seems a little... I don't think that's a priority for Theren right now.
Everyone's a little on edge. I don't want you to do something you'll regret later, like damage your beautiful weapon.
Tannis has like a realization, and I'm going to look at Theren and I'm going to say, you saw something from your past, didn't you? Yeah? I don't care what it is. I saw something downstairs, and I am not going to explain that, but what I mean is that I think there is something going on in this house, and I think we should be a lot more careful going forward than we have been up to this point.
You've seen the past as well?
Something that can't be here? Yeah. Yeah, I have.
And the two of you, the same?
No, it's just been a normal house so far. Aside from the crows. Like the poem you read?
The poem, right, yeah. And you?
Oh, no monster sightings on our part, yet. But we are looking for a monster, right? Maybe the monster's inside of you. She, does a little finger waggle. I'm kidding.
Tannis's eyebrows just furrow, a little bit deeper.
Gods.
That all too familiar, tendril of purple mist that pulled on your ear before comes out and starts wiggling towards you a little bit.
Nope. Listen, this is a really creepy house, and there's some questionably a little scary children outside. It's always good to be cautious, like Tannis said. We can do that. Let's just stick together then, maybe? Yes, Aasria? See her, raising her paw, waiting to speak.
Should we maybe try and see if we can see the children from this floor?
Sure, is there a window on this floor that we can peek out of?
There are no windows currently in the main hall, so you would have to dive into one of the side rooms. There are two on the opposite end facing each other.
I think we should stick together. It seems like you and I had a really good experience, and it seems like everyone else didn't.
Hey, I wouldn't say good. The food is much better at the Enchanted Hearth, but it was fine. It was good because we were together.
Yeah.
Why don't we just process of elimination? Let's just go room by room. There's one right here. I'll open the door.
Ryan, really quick. Do we see any crows in this space?
No crows.
as the door gets open, I'm just gonna like rub the scars on my face. God, I wish I had a cigarette.
Theron's just gonna bring up the rear for everybody.
Aasria is also gonna pull back near Theren. Are you okay?
Fine. Just dandy.
You know, it's okay to be honest and say how you feel if you're not fine.
There's no problems. Everything's taken care of.
Okay, communication among teammates is really important, but if you're fine, you're fine. And Arthur's gonna try and catch up.
As Tannis and Zielle stroll through the doors, with Aasria and Theren trailing behind, you open into the library. Red velvet drapes cover the windows of this room. An exquisite mahogany desk and a matching high-backed chair face the entrance and the fireplace above, which hangs a framed picture of a windmill perched atop a rocky crag. Behind the desk is a map, set in a frame reading Barovia. Situated in corners of the room are 2 overstuffed chairs, magnificent floor-to-ceiling bookcases line the south wall, and a rolling wooden ladder allows one to more easily reach the high shelves, especially in this tighter nook area on the northern side of the room.
I am going to nudge Tannis and say, okay, don't get too comfortable in here.
Tannis, who was actually getting excited about the books and trying to be very nonchalant about that, is going to shrug too quickly and shake his head. No, I wouldn't dream of that. No. We've got to search for important clues. I'm going to search the bookcase.
Yeah, you should check the bookcase. Yeah.
Right. I think there could be a number of clues.
Yeah. No. Good thinking. I'm gonna look at this map.
Okay. Good. Teamwork.
Is there a window?
There are curtains that would be covering the windows. So, Tannis, can you give me investigation? Zielle, you're going to the map?
Yes.
What are you doing with said map?
I have no particular proficiency in maps, but if I can get any sort of information, like how big this place is, or what's closest to where we are now, or anything.
You know what? Let's just do investigations all around. Theren, what are you doing specifically?
Theron's going right over to that painting and just staring intently at it, trying to see if there's anything in it.
Why do we keep looking at
Aasria, you're supposed to be supervising him.
All right, let's start with Zielle. Zielle, can you give me your investigation roll, please, for the map?
Yeah, I can. It's gonna be a 5.
You can tell that this map is of no place that you recognize, of course. You hadn't heard of Barovia prior to this. However, it does seem quite vast. A pretty large valley from what you can tell. You weren't quite sure on the dimensions, but you do see on the eastern edge the village of Barovia. And you also notice that this map is not really placed in this frame. It's almost tacked on with some sticky substance on the back, just to keep it in place.
That's weird. Can I peel it off?
You absolutely can, and you may look at visual number 10.
A secret.
Very spicy.
All of you are free to save this and use it as you wish. Aasria, we'll move to your investigation.
Uncharacteristically, I rolled a nat 20, but it's gonna be a 19.
Oh no.
It's easy enough to peel these red velvet drapes back, covering the windows. As you do so, you see nothing. A vast field of fog. You cannot see through the mist. You aren't sure if you just are too high now, being on the second floor. But then again, you can't see up either. It's gray. It's nothing. Almost a void.
Hate that.
Theren, you see nothing on the painting. And Tannis.
That's an 8 investigation. Tannis is looking for a very specific book while trying to feign that he is looking for clues. He is looking for the next book in a series of books, one of which he currently has in his pouch. But that is what he's rifling the bookcase for.
While you're doing investigation, let's double up and give me a perception check as well. Because you're looking for a very specific book and you're not just like rifling around for any sort of clues. You have that separate mission in your brain.
The perception is a 16, which makes sense. The 8 for the clues, 16 for the book that I need.
What is the name of the book that you are looking for?
The book that I'm currently reading is called The Dance of the Ioke Roken, which is Elven for dragon riders. So he's looking for the next one, Court of Fire.
In the hall, down that separate hallway to the north, where you are surrounded on either side by books. You're scouring. You know this author's name. You've been reading this first book for quite a while and hoping to find the second to at least fill the boredom of your adventure. And you come across a book with a blank spine. However, you see this small flame running up the side, stenciled in, almost like art, and that is the one that sticks out to you. You aren't quite sure if that's what it is. However, given the name of the title, who knows?
I'm going to glance over my shoulder to make sure no one else is in the general vicinity, and then I'm going to take the book from where it is on the shelf, and I'm going to thumb through it to see if it seems to be the book that I'm looking for.
You pull that book off of the shelf, dust covered. Looks like it hasn't been handled in quite some time. And as you open it up and you begin to rifle through, you're flipping the pages, you're trying to find any semblance of what this book might be. The rest of you hear the bookshelf begin to shift on the northern end. You cannot see it. However, Tannis has disappeared and is now making quite the ruckus. Tannis, ahead of you is a small hidden corridor, a tight little hallway tucked behind this bookshelf. You see a heavy wooden chest with clawed iron feet that sits against the south wall of this walk-in closet-like room. Immediately you see, rifling through the chest, or what used to be, I should say, top half stuck inside lies an inanimate skeleton, donning leather armor, with 3 projectiles protruding from its armor and rib cage. You can see a parchment in its left hand, like it was trying to remove something from the chest.
Tannis is going to take all that information in. First things first, did the book seem to be the second book that I was looking for?
Tannis, I'm going to need you to roll me just a straight D20 luck check.
Come on, baby. I need you now.
18 or higher, and it's the book you're looking for.
Yeah, it's a 12. It's a 12.
Something regarding fire, but not exactly what you were hoping for.
Tannis is going to roll his eyes and throw the book on the floor.
And what are the other 3 of you doing? You did hear this bookcase pull out and shift down. It was in no way sneaky.
Aasria makes the assumption it's from opening the window, and that's why there's all the fog outside, too.
Theren will take a slow glance back at the other 2 and see if they noticed at all.
I don't know where we are, but the outside's gone.
We're still in the same house.
How could the outside be gone?
Look outside.
There's no such thing, and he'll take a walk over.
Miles and miles, as far as the eye can see. Mist, hanging just below the window, extending as far out as you've ever seen.
It's probably a storm.
Okay, but last time we walked into mist, we ended up here.
So you're saying we're being transported again?
I don't know. I don't do magic. You're the one with the weird mist that comes out of your body and your sword. So, you probably know more about mist than I do. Right, Z?
Yeah. She's trying not to laugh. She's doing a better job than May is.
Yeah.
No, Aasria has a point, but it's also funny.
I'm sure Tannis knows. Tannis reads a lot.
Well, he's in that hallway over there, right?
By himself? Has anybody seen him in a minute?
He's just reading books. He does that all day, every day. That's why I say I'm over there.
Yeah, he does kind of just stop doing the task he's supposed to do to read.
Just follow the smell of the cigarettes.
He hasn't smoked in a while.
Yeah, since this morning.
That's a long time for him.
He's probably in a chair, already legs up, smoking. Is there whiskey in this room?
Okay, guys, Tannis is responsible. It's just like a place with a lot of books is probably tempting.
I'm going to open the chest fully. I'm also going to reach for you said that the skeleton was holding a parchment in its hand, correct?
Correct. He had a parchment in his left hand as he was leaning into the chest.
Okay, I'm going to take that parchment, and then I'm going to try and move the skeleton sort of out of the way to try and glance into the chest and see if there's anything of note inside.
Tannis, in the chest, you find 3 blank books with black leather covers, worth 25 gold each, 3 spell scrolls, Bless, Protection from Poison, and Spiritual Weapon. You also find the deed to the house, Durst Manor, and a deed to a windmill, along with a signed will. The will is signed by Gustav and Elizabeth Durst, and bequeaths the house, the windmill, and all other family property to Rosavalda and Thornbolt Durst in the event of their parents' death.
I'm going to take all of that, and I'm going to put it in my little pouch. The parchment as well. I suppose I'm going to open that up and see what it is.
Tannis, as you open this paper and you see the writing on the parchment, your eyes fixate on the letter itself. Your body almost becomes stiff as a voice enters your head. You yourself are reading this parchment, this letter, but you can tell it's almost like an audio recording being played while you are reading this letter. Tannis, in your head you hear, "My most pathetic servant. I am no messiah sent to you by the dark powers of this land. I have not come to lead you on a path to immortality. However many souls you have bled on your hidden altar, however many visitors you have tortured in your dungeon, know that you are not the ones who brought me to this land. You are but worms, writhing in my earth. You say that you are cursed, your fortune spent, you abandoned love for madness, took solace in the bosom of another woman, and sired a bastard son. Cursed by darkness, of that I have no doubt. Save you from your wretchedness? I think not. I much prefer you as you are. Pathetic. Your dreadlord and master, Strahd von Zarevich." The voice echoing in your head fades as you read the name on the parchment.
Tannis is going to sit for a hot second, stunned a little bit, fold the parchment up very slowly in still a state of surprised stupor, going to sort of turn around and walk out of the hallway, back through the bookshelf, and then just sort of like wander out into the room.
Zielle was, you can see, on her way to check the little hallway, seeing as you've been gone for quite some time. Aasria and Theren over by the window.
If Zielle's the one that's coming towards me, I think I'm going to like make eye contact. In contrast to his more usual sour expression, his face is much more like open. His eyebrows are kind of up. His eyes are a little bit wide. And it's just going to look at Zielle. I found something, is here. And just hand the parchment to Zielle.
She will read it, a little taken aback at how Tannis is acting non-hostily.
Same thing for you, Zielle.
I'll hear it.
The second you begin reading it, your focus is fixated, your pupils begin to dilate as your eyes go line by line, being narrated by this voice echoing through your head.
Did you hear it too?
Is this magic?
I don't know.
What kind of name is Strahd von... What did he say? Zarevich? Strahd von...
I don't know. It doesn't... it seems that Barovian names are beyond me, it seems. But the point is that why was this letter here? And why is he saying that? I mean, it's such a harsh letter. And why does it speak? I don't understand. This house, there's something very wrong here. And I don't know what it is. But there are things that are here that cannot be here.
This was just in the other room.
Yes, there was a skeleton. Someone died, trying to open that chest. I don't know who they were.
And you just opened it?
Well, it was a trap that they had already previously activated. Obviously, I knew it was safe. But what, did you think I just opened a chest with a skeleton in it?
I don't know.
Or do you think I'm stupid? Do you think I'm not doing my job? What did you think I was doing?
I thought you were looking through the books.
For clues.
Which I guess you were, so...
Right, I said there were maybe clues in the books. I was right. The bookshelf opened to the chest.
Yeah, that's why I told you to look at the books, because you're good at looking at books. We're on the same page. That's a book joke.
Okay, so with the book joke, Tannis is completely disarmed. No, you're right. That's actually clever. Then that's clever. But regardless, the point remains that something is wrong here. Okay, there are things here that cannot be here. I'm gonna look over to them, looking out the window. Did you see the children? Where are we on that?
Well, you can't really see anything out the window.
What?
Seems to be we're being transported yet again.
Tannis is just gonna rub his face. Okay, so do we stop that? Do we get out of the house? Do we leave? What do we do? How do we fix this?
If you know how to stop miles worth of mist, go right ahead.
Don't need the sass right now, Theren.
Did you maybe find anything in the chest?
I'll pass her the note.
It speaks. It's.
You're gonna hear something. Maybe.
Do I want to hear it?
Or here. Actually, you know what? Good idea. Can I just read it? What happens if I just read it to her? Is it just my voice?
Yes.
I'll read it so Theren can hear as well. When I read it initially, and when Tannis read it, it was almost as if we heard it in the person who wrote its voice. Like in our heads. But that's just like a magic thing. I'm surely like a mage could do that, right? That seems like not a complicated spell. I don't really know how magic works.
Why does he say life everlasting? What is that? I'm not. He's saying that this person was in the altar. What is that? Is that real? Is that a metaphor?
So wait, the painting that was outside, the one that made Theren go a little, that one had the two kids. It had Thorn and Rose, and then it had Walter as a baby, but there was no name for him, and the mother seemed upset about it, or like she was kind of scolding him.
Is he the bastard son?
Walter, they said his name was. The third child, the one that they kept in the basement, or he was in the basement, or would go to the basement.
See, wouldn't you know about altars and stuff? Because of Sune?
She's reading it over again. However many souls you've bled on your hidden altar, however many visitors you tortured in your dungeon. They talked about a basement that the parents would go to, and the monster was down there. We have to find it.
Well, it sounds like we have two places we could go at the moment. Down or up.
We could also go out, right? We could leave. This does feel like not what we signed up for. What is happening here?
As much as I would very much like to leave, we do need to find this other child.
We did promise these kids.
We took on a duty. We took on a job. We must finish it.
We promised children, Tannis.
Fine. We promised children. Okay, fine. Let's go find the monster, shall we? Since the children said so.
It's just a child.
It's not just a... Okay.
How bad could it be?
We said that before we walked in here, didn't we, Theren? And you just pulled out your sword and turned all magic mist on all of us. Okay, so let's not... How bad could this get? I'm fine. You know what? Actually, I'm fine.
You did also scream, Tannis.
Yes, I did. And I also want to leave. So it sort of follows. Doesn't it? It makes sense, my reaction. But you know what? It's fine. We're all fine. Let's just go. You know what? You lead, I'll follow.
If we are to go outside, we'd go straight back into those mists, and I don't think any of us enjoyed what happened to us in those. Maybe if we fix the problem in this house, we'll fix the problem outside the house too, and we'll have no problem leaving. What's the word they use? To get rid of a ghost, Or a spirit?
You must exorcise it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense, yeah.
Maybe it's haunted.
Fine. Okay, we exorcise the house. All right. Okay.
Exorcism it is.
Wait, do you actually think it's haunted?
I think we know that it's haunted.
Listen, Suni won't let anything bad happen to us.
Oh, okay, good.
The stairs that we came up, did they continue to go up more?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's just the one more door?
Yeah, this one more.
Yes, there is one more set of double doors in this main hall, as well as the red carpeted stairs do continue upwards.
Is this the only set of double doors? The other doors were...
The others were single on this floor, yes.
So it's like potentially a bigger room. Okay, let's check out this last room before we head up or down or whatever.
Kick it open. In we go.
Theren bursts through the last set of double doors to reveal gossamer drapes that cover the windows of this elegantly appointed hall, which has a brass-plated chandelier hanging from the ceiling. Upholstered chairs line the walls, and stained glass wall hangings depict merry men, women, and children singing and playing instruments. A harpsichord with a bench rests in the northwest corner. Near the fireplace is a large standing harp. Alabaster figurines of well-dressed dancers adorn the mantelpiece. And as you enter, you hear a symphony begin playing.
Sorry, did you say there's another painting?
Oh my god. Vince.
Yes, the mantelpiece.
Yeah, going right to the mantle and checking it out.
We're in a magical music room and you're going to stare at the painting?
Let me see it.
Theren, as you actually get up for closer inspection onto this painting, the well-dressed figures and dancers that were adorning this mantelpiece, you actually see that underneath their clothes lie bones, skeletons, underneath their attire. This does just seem like a place where the Durst family would bring guests to entertain, to dance, to have a merry night together.
What type of family would put a painting like this up for guests?
Aasria is seeing this room, gonna take some real big steps and just back out of the room.
What does the music sound like?
It is light, it is upbeat, it is perfect for dancing, for meeting a partner, for enjoying the night, for drinks, for laughter. Not enough to overwhelm the conversations, but enough to get feet moving.
You know what is a great stress reliever, guys? I'm just noticing everyone's feeling a little tense. Maybe even if we are gonna find a monster or a ghost or whatever in here, maybe we should move a little and we'll be warmed up. Like on the dance floor, and she'll like put her hand out, like doing the like grabby motion. She'll look at Tannis. Come on, pretty boy.
I'm sorry, so you, what, we're dancing? Is that, I don't...
Yeah, Aasria and Theren, pair up.
I'm okay out here.
What are you doing out there? The music's in here.
I'm okay. Aasria looks slightly discomforted, but more so it seems like she's just not someone who enjoys this setting.
Please. What if the monster kills us, Tannis? What if this is my last chance to dance ever?
Do you know how to dance to this, correct?
Of course. And she'll like flip her blonde hair over her shoulder. I'll teach you, don't worry.
Tannis is going to chuckle to himself and then look back at Aasria and just be like, look, if I dance, will you come in and then will that make you feel better?
I will stand in the room.
You know what? That's actually better than nothing. Okay. All right. Yeah.
You're next, Ozzy.
Gonna sort of grit his teeth, crack his neck, and then I guess is gonna dance.
Why you say it like that?
I think that's how he feels on the inside.
Theren, are you just standing put? What is Theren doing right now?
Still just staring at the mantle.
With Aasria taking point right in the threshold of the door, just one little toe inside. Theren back to the dance floor. Zielle beckons Tannis in for a dance. And just for funsies. Zielle, I would love a performance check.
No!
Tannis, I would like a performance check with advantage.
What?
Yo!
I'm a really good dancer!
Tannis, I need you to do this. Good.
Oh no! I rolled a 5.
I rolled a 12.
Tannis, tell me how you lead this dance.
As I step onto the dance floor, there's a moment of memory that I'm stifling. I'm going to look to Zielle, hold my hands out for a very traditional waltz, I think. Just sort of very sheepishly like, yeah, no, just, it's just a waltz. Nothing to it really. But just follow my lead, yeah? Okay?
Sure.
So you one foot, so it's 1, 2, 3, yeah. Okay, you don't have to step on my feet.
I didn't know you were going that way.
No, you see, well, that's why you're following, right? So I'll step.
I thought I was teaching you.
Why would you be teaching me? What, do you think I don't know how to dance? Oh, you think I don't know how to dance? Okay.
I absolutely thought you didn't know how to dance. You've never danced with me every time I've asked at the hearth.
Okay, I don't dance. It doesn't mean I don't know how to dance. There's a difference.
Okay. You lead.
Right, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. We're going to sort of rotate as we do it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, no, you're sort of feeling it. Okay, all right, you stepped on my foot again. That's fine. We'll just start over. We'll just start over from the top. And I'm going to glance over to see if Aasria has moved any closer into the room in this attempt to make her feel a little bit more comfortable. Aasria, do you know this dance?
Technically, yes.
You should teach Theren. I don't think Theren knows how to do this dance. It's very important.
Oh, Theren looks not comfortable, so I would never want to force him.
Theren, back away from the painting, please.
Details. Need them all.
Theren, do you know how to do this dance?
Yes. Are you happy?
I would like to give Tannis a look. We have to help them. Here, let's divide and conquer. Drag them onto the dance floor.
Despite himself, a smirk is going to happen. I think as Tannis is like enjoying himself. There's just a smirk as he nods. No, that's actually a pretty good idea. Nice thinking. We should absolutely divide and conquer. Aasria, I think you should show me.
Yeah, let's high five.
Definitely a crisp high five as we split up. Aasria, we don't have to dance in the room. We could dance in the hallway if that makes you more comfortable. I mean, if I'm dancing, I think it's only fair that you dance as well.
But the music's in here.
It's much easier to feel it in here. I mean, if feeling the music is something,
Aasria looks at like the scar on Tannis's face and is like very hesitant to touch his hands.
Please dance with me.
Aasria's gonna like sigh, but like very shakily put her hand in his.
That's perfect. Okay. Yeah, just like that. Okay. Now, would you like to lead, or would you like me to lead?
It doesn't matter. I just haven't done this in a really long time.
Me neither. Me neither. It's fine. It comes back. Surprising, actually, how natural it feels.
I'll follow your lead.
Okay. All right. Just a waltz then. All right. So just, I guess just 1, 2, 3, right? And I guess I'm going to start waltzing. I'm going to try and lead the waltz sort of closer to the room as best as I can.
Can I try and lead it away?
The dance battle.
You two give me both acrobatics checks, and we're gonna move to Zielle.
Okay.
So if Theren's like a foot away from the painting, I want to like scooch in like in between him and the painting, so block his field of vision. And she'll just go into like the pose, like she'll put her hands up like she's ready for him to like get into position to dance.
This is what exactly?
A waltz, I believe. Please.
He takes a step back, stands there still like trying to look past her, looking at the mantle, just says, "Dance." From his sword, more purple mist comes out and lands in front of him. You can see it slowly conforms more and more and gets taller and taller until it forms into a small boy. He's all purple and black mist, but you can see he has defined features of a small boy, 5 to 7 about, and he has just piercing white eyes, and he stands there in the dancing position, and that is Unseen Servant I'm casting.
Fine. I can't say no, and I'll like kind of bend down to like dance with this child.
Can I see this? As I'm dance battling Aasria towards the room?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and Tannis and Aasria, what were your acrobatics checks?
Dirty 20.
Oh, come on. I've got a 13.
Aasria's taller than you, okay?
It's true. It's tough. It's tough. I don't have the reach.
Tannis, there's a moment where you're clearly taking the lead. However, you find yourself doing way too many spins, and you can't quite figure out why. As Aasria finds her back to the door, and you find yourself leaving the room as the music echoes behind you.
Just like a small chuckle escapes, and he's gonna look up at Aasria and just say, "You wanted me to lead, right? Isn't that? Is that right?"
Well, if you wanted to lead, you should.
I was trying to, but it seems I've done more spins than I was anticipating. Not that I'm upset, but
You all taking a beat to yourselves, finding little smiles and smirks across your faces, with the music playing in the background. I would love for you all to level up.
Oh!
Yes!
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh.
See what happens when you dance? See what happens?
As the symphony comes to a close, the violins ring out once more, their last final note, as the room goes silent.
I'll applaud the musicians.
Should probably get back.
Yeah, I'm really sorry again about the whole... And she, waves at her face.
Oh, right. Well, does it look dashing? Does it look cool?
Yeah, I think it makes you look really tough.
Perfect. You're a good friend.
I mean, Z might say something.
He always says something, so no surprises there.
Yeah, but she says that her life would be over with a scar.
Yeah. Well, if that's the case, my life has been over for a very long time. We should get back. I think Zielle was dancing with some sort of weird purple child.
Do you think it's the soul of Baron?
I had not considered that, but now that you say it out loud, I think that you might be right. That's a lot to unpack, and I don't have the mental capacity for that. You're good. You're good dancing as well. That was very good. Thank you for the spins. I appreciated those. And then I'm going to turn and head back in the most awkward Tannis way possible.
Aasria is gonna follow.
As you all converge in the main hall, doors opened and a red staircase waiting for you.
As my servant leaves the dance, he'll just walk back over towards me and just look up towards me, just waiting. I'll just pat him on the head. Thank you, Baron. And he stands at attention next to me.
Me and Aasria share the, we were right look between each other. And then I'm going to look to Zielle and see what Zielle's expression seems to be after that dance.
I mean, she had fun dancing. Zielle always has fun dancing. She loves dancing. Despite her low performance today, she loves to dance. She has no reaction to the dance itself, but I think she would have a reaction to him saying Baron, oh, that's the name of his sword, but she's not gonna dig into it right this second. See, doesn't everyone feel better now?
I actually do feel better. That's weird.
Can we just go upstairs now? Everyone's satisfied?
Almost. Next time we'll see if you can dance as good as Baron, and then I'll be satisfied, but I'll take it for now. We can go.
And you all ascend the red carpeted stairs to the top floor. You finally reach the top of this red marble staircase and come to a dusty entry hall. A suit of black plate armor standing against the back wall is on display, draped in cobwebs, and adjacent to the suit of armor is a mannequin adorned in linens. However, this mage-like tunic draped over the shoulders of this display looks damaged, as if it was snatched right off of a corpse. A blood-stained slash across its midsection reveals tannish cloth of the mannequin underneath. Oil lamps illuminating these displays are mounted on the oak-paneled walls, which are covered with woodland scenes of trees, falling leaves, and tiny critters. One door to your east, one door to your south, and a small hallway on the western side of the room.
Does anybody have a preference as to where we start our investigation here?
Feeling rejuvenated after that little dance sesh, entering a new floor, Zielle, without saying anything, would do a little detect good and evil. Since they just talked about ghosts and monsters, might as well before we start barging into rooms. 60-foot radius for celestial, fiend, or undead.
Ryan, the unseen servant is just a medium force, is what it says, just to let you know. And it lasts 1 hour.
Zielle, as you get to the top of the stairs, how do you cast your magic?
To use this one, she just calls on Suni, like, Suni, tell me if I'm in danger. Reaches out for that sense of pure good or pure evil.
As you reach out and hope to be guided in a certain direction by Suni, you're hoping for some sort of sign of a disruption in your vibe check, if you will.
I will.
There is a disruption in the good that surrounds your party by a faint sense of 2 undead to your east.
There's something undead in there. That room.
Oh.
My eyes are going to bolt up. I'm going to try and look for any signs that would indicate what sort of undead this might have been or might be.
What you can gather just right off of your basic surroundings, it looks like every other floor. There's no claw marks on the door. There's no scratches. There's no blood stains leading up to the entryway. This is like every other hall. From the second floor, from the first floor, just a simple entryway. Nothing but dust.
You're certain?
Yes, there's 2 of them. Perhaps it's the monster, or it's fine. I know how to handle undead. It's just 2 of them and there's 4 of us. We should just be careful and watch each other's backs. Maybe it's the monster. We found what we were looking for, right?
I suppose, yeah.
Is everyone ready? Can we bring a child?
Is it a real child? Why is it purple?
As you two, Theren and Zielle, get closer to the door, you hear faint singing. A simple melody from a female voice. You can't make out the words. It's calming, but eerie.
Can I open the door just a little, just like a crack, so I could see this person, maybe?
As you creak open the door to the room, you see a very small entryway that leads into a dust-shrouded, elegantly appointed bedroom. You see, as you peer in, there are 2 more doors on the wall to your right. Large bed.
I'll look back to make sure everyone's there and ready and do like a little motion, like I'm gonna open it a little more, and I'll just continue the slow creak in case we can see more before we go in.
Tannis has withdrawn that hand crossbow that he got from that first floor.
Zielle, as you continue to creak open the door, as quietly as you can from these rusted hinges, you begin to see more of the room. Mounted on the wall is a full-length mirror with an ornate wooden frame carved to look like ivy and berries. And as you finally get that door past the halfway mark, sitting on the far edge of the bed facing away from you is a ghostly figure of a woman, cradling a small infant in a bundle of cloth, who shares the same spectral appearance. The spirit is singing softly to this child. However, the singing stops as the figure turns its head to you. You see what looks like a terrified, skeletally thin young woman who makes eye contact with you all. One by one by one, with blank white pupils. Only to break her gaze, turn back to the child, and continue her song.
Aasria's gonna take a step back, closer to the door back out.
I think that must be the lady of the house, right? Elizabeth Durst?
If that's her, then is that Walter?
You know, they seem harmless, so maybe we look somewhere else?
Or maybe we find out.
No, but they must be so lonely. We should talk to them.
It's a ghost. You don't know.
I'm gonna wait at the door.
Zielle, can you do one thing for me quick? Can you make me a history check? Actually, just straight intelligence.
Oh my god. Where is Suni when I need her? I rolled a 7.
Without going into specifics, this spectral form that is in front of you on the bed, you stared directly into its eyes, and this woman was not familiar to you.
The other woman. It's not Elizabeth. Do you see the look in her eyes right there? And you stared at the painting. That's not her. It must be the woman in the letter.
Do I shoot? What are we doing?
No.
I don't think we kill them. They seem fine.
What do you mean we don't kill them? I thought we were exercising the house. I thought there was no point.
I don't know how any of this works.
I would like to step forward because I am getting worried about my party getting increasingly frantic. And I would like to address the ghost. My lady, we are here to help you and your child. Please tell us what we might do to ease your time here.
Zielle, I need you to make me a persuasion check.
Okay. Come on, charisma. Oh my god! I rolled a nat 1 for the record.
Oh.
It's a 5. It's a 5 because I have plus 4.
But it's a nat 1.
Yeah, it is.
Zielle, the spectral woman, stops her song. Her gaze turns back to you as she lifts a finger to her lips. Shh. Hushing you. As she then turns back and begins to rock the child and continue her song.
So that's not good. Right, that's not what we wanted to see.
So do we exercise it, or do we just leave it?
I thought that was the whole point. Excuse me, I'm sorry. We're here to exercise the house, correct? But we're not here to exercise the house.
We're here to fix the problem. It doesn't mean killing it. They might just need something.
The problem just told you to shut up. It is the problem. You know what I mean?
What about this? What else was in that chest? What were the other things you found?
What do you mean? What are you talking about? There was...
What else was in there?
There was some scrolls that seemed magical. There was a deed to the house.
A deed?
Well, yeah, right. There was the deed to the house and a windmill. There's a windmill as well, and there was a will of some kind.
The deed. Give the deed.
Why would I give the deed? It's my deed. I have the deed now. It's mine.
You want this house? It's the illegitimate child of the man of this house. Maybe they just need the deed and then they'll be happy.
Fine.
I'm gonna take the deed out and hand it over.
See if the ghost wants the house.
I will see if the ghost wants the house. I'm gonna be completely silent after all that. Place it on the edge of the bed and then back away back to everyone else.
The ghost, continuing her song, looks over to see what you had dropped. Almost in a scoffing, disrespectful way, turns around with her head cocked, and the singing gets louder as she's trying to drown out the voices and the movement behind her.
Are you kidding me?
She wants nothing to do with you. Or us, it seems.
All of you, from behind, hear Aasria messing with fabric. Aasria, these clothes seem so familiar. From the look to the touch. Aasria, what is your armor class?
Whoa!
It is 16 right now.
Aasria, as you're looking through this single tunic, pair of pants beneath it, a mannequin underneath. This should be a display. However, you run your fingers along the slash wound from the cloth. The blood stain, still wet. When you get to the rip, where the mannequin should be, you feel scales. As a knife, cold, comes for your chest. It misses, but I need a dexterity saving throw.
I have regrets about becoming here. It's a 3.
Aasria, from this tunic, an ice knife appears. As it looks to lunge at you, it is thrown from the hand, trying to make contact with your chest. You dodge out of the way at the very last second. However, behind you, the ice knife shatters. Cold debris and sparks of icicles twinge into your back. As I need everyone to roll initiative.
I'm so sorry.
You take 9 cold damage, Aasria.
I'm gonna scream I rolled a nat 1 on initiative!
Lord, everybody, please!
I rolled a 3, giving me a whopping 5.
21.
I indeed rolled a 3 as well, so that's 5.
Okay, so what's your dex?
My dex is +2.
Mine is also +2.
Oh, roll
Wow,
off,
you guys
baby.
really are the same, aren't you?
I rolled an 11.
That's a 1. That's a 1.
Yeah!
As Zielle is trying to make some sort of leeway with this ghost, trying to get her to open up, to give her anything, Theren and Tannis sit idly by behind, just enjoying the scene in this dust-covered room, as from behind you, you hear an icy explosion, almost like hail is being scattered throughout this main hall, as a little whelp comes from Aasria. We are at the top of initiative as this tunic comes alive and slips right off of the mannequin it was displayed off of and seems to ready itself in front of Aasria. However, Aasria, with her feline agility, is first.
Aasria's gonna take her glaive out, but back up into a wall if she can, and hold her action for if it gets closer to her. I'm gonna go to the door where my friends were. Would it take an attack of opportunity on me, as much as I don't want it to?
You were right up against it. I will say it is going to come at you with the dagger for a nat 1. So please hold, because
Oh no.
during combat, I love to use crit hit and fumble tables. So, Aasria, this attack was going towards you. Let's do a D100 from you, please,
Oh god.
to see what happens to this flowing garment.
So close. 68.
Almost nice.
Aasria, as you begin to back away with your glaive in hand, from the opposite hand of this flowing garment, or at least where you think a hand might be, a steel dagger, this one not made of magic, as it lunges for you as you back away. You dodge, and not having a palm to grip it with, the dagger flies off into the corner, as this creature is now disarmed. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes. Aasria is big scared.
However, being disarmed means that it is going to be doing the one thing that it is good at, the one thing that its wearer grew up doing, and that is magic.
Ooh!
It is going to flow like a wild sheet in the wind through this main hall towards Aasria. Aasria, you did have a prepared action. You may take your swing with your glaive. As you see from where the palms would be, flames begin to spark and erupt.
23 to hit.
23 is going to hit.
This is the only thing Aasria's good at, friends.
Not true, first of
I was
all.
gonna say, she's clutched up like everything she's done so far.
That's gonna be 12 DMEs.
Sheesh. Aasria, tell me how you swing at this thing.
Aasria swings in a panic. This is not battle ready. It's she sees it coming closer and she's like, I've fucked up. My friends are gonna have to fight this if I don't fight it. And she's just gonna swing wildly in front of her, hoping that it catches.
Your glaive does swing right through this tunic. It knocks off a part of the right side. However, as it begins to go through, you start to feel flesh. Resistance,
Ryan.
where a body never was, almost feels like it was there. And you can't complete your swing. You have to pull out, leaving that glaive wound. You can see bloodied scales. As this floating tunic comes up to you, fire in hand. Tannis and Aasria, I need dexterity saving throws, please.
Does this magic look really familiar?
It absolutely does.
That's a 14 from Tannis.
That's a 19 from Aasria.
You both pass. You'll be taking half. You guys are taking 7 fire damage each as the enlarged sleeves of this tunic begin to raise themselves with no body underneath, as these plumes of fire begin to smoke this tight entryway. It's almost a tunnel of fire as it blows past Aasria and singes Tannis, both of you taking that fire damage. Theren, that is you. You are in line of sight with the doorway. You can tell that based off of Aasria's swing, these garments are threaded already. They look like they're falling apart right at the seams.
Did I see it attack Aasria?
You saw, felt, and heard the flame protrude through the door with a little residual heat nearly touching you.
Pulling the sword off my back as I do, you can see that purple mist start to form a ball in front of me again. Aasria, get down! And he swings the sword right at the ball, and it shoots straight at the figure. That's an Eldritch Blast. That's only a 7 to hit.
That is sadly going to miss, as this purple bolt of energy flies directly above Aasria's head and bounces across the empty main hall of the top floor. Is there anything else you would like to do on your turn, Theren?
Yes. So, I still have my servant, correct? Baron is still out?
I would assume so if you haven't gotten rid of him.
It hasn't been an hour yet since I cast it?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay, alright. He was supposed to be right next to Zielle. You could see Baron just moves 15 feet closer towards the ghostly woman and child for a bonus action.
Tannis, you're up. Z, you're on deck. Last up.
Tannis hears you shout Aasria and then realizes you're shooting a spell. Is going to sort of duck. You could warn me next time too. That's what I was fine. From my wrist, I'm going to extend a chain dart that's going to be sort of covered in dark crimson. I think you would assume is blood. And I'm going to try and get over here on the side of Aasria, and I'm going to try and whip the chain out and around to hit this flowing tunic that she's currently battling with. I believe it's a 16.
That'll hit.
Nice. Okay, so I'm going to extend this chain, come to the side of Aasria, and then just silently sort of throw it in an arc, trying to connect with this tunic. And as it does, Tannis is going to wince as that blood sort of starts to emit a black smoke, almost as if that blood is burning on the chain. I'm going to take 4 damage.
Oh.
But when I do that, I'm going to mark this creature. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I should deal some damage. To 26. That's going to be 8 damage.
Tannis, down to the exact number. Tell me how you take this garment down.
As I whip this chain out and around Aasria, the flames sort of still crackling off of my back, I'm going to throw the chain, wince as I sort of activate this curse. As the dart makes contact, that bloodstain is going to slowly take over the tunic, and these black tendrils coming out of that are going to begin to dissolve the fabric away, almost as if this blood in an acidic way is eating away the tunic. And then I'm going to sort of rip the dart back out and just pull the last couple of threads keeping this tunic together away, pull the dart back into my hand.
As you retract that dart, a little thread continues along with you as it almost unravels that clothing that is remaining in the air. As this garment is no more, except for a singular green scale that falls to the floor where the garment once stood. The only thing you hear, the silence of the main hall, as the specter begins to sing once more.
I'm going to immediately look at Aasria, who I know took that flame as well. See her holding the glaive, which is not something I've ever seen before. Immediately just try and hold 2 hands up, look her up and down. Are you okay? Are you fine? What?
Aasria is breathing heavily and does not hear Tannis. You see her forearms are flexing from the strength in which she's gripping the handle of this glaive.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all done. It's Zielle, can you help?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
It's okay. We're fine. We're fine. It's all gone. It's done.
It's not okay. No.
What's wrong?
Can I pull Theren out of the room with me? Because I don't want to leave him in there where he's gonna get aggressive.
He'll come along begrudgingly.
Okay. It's okay. You're okay. It's just a little blood.
No. I'm okay. It's fine.
Aasria, stop.
No, I would rather not be touched right now.
I want to help you.
Do you need some space? We can.
It was all my fault.
No.
I shouldn't have. No. I shouldn't.
No. Stop it. You were watching our backs, and you did. This thing was dead before I could even turn around and help.
But it was my fault that it was here.
No, because if Theren was standing there, or if Tannis was standing there, or if I was standing there, it would have hit us instead.
You're not listening. It's my fault that it's here.
I'm gonna sit down for a minute.
You should check on Tannis. Tannis got hit by the fire too.
Okay, but I'd like to help you after.
Theren, you have Baron still out and wandering about by the Spectre. You have a connection with Baron, and you feel a slight pat on the top of his head as the singing stops. The Spectre looks down at Baron, and you can see she points to the mirror.
I will tell Baron to just go check out the mirror for me.
As Baron walks up to the mirror, you feel sorrow. That connection you have to Baron is heartbreaking. It's a moment of what could have been, what almost was, and what never will be.
Starting to feel that, I'll come in and stand behind Baron and look into the mirror as well with him.
Theren, as you look into the mirror, you see yourself, your pulled back hair, gray and fading, wrinkles adorning your face, a much older version of yourself. However, you see into the smoke, a much older version of Baron, a face very similar to yours, shorter hair, curly, brown, a visage of what could have been, as the mirror shatters, revealing a door behind the mirror.
I'll just put a hand on top of his head. Good job, buddy. Good job. And I'll open the door.
As you push the mirror aside and you open this door, you see old, rotted and decaying stairs leading up to an attic.
If you all are okay out there, I think I found the next place to go. To the attic.
Tannis, who sort of propped himself up against the wall, a little bit more pale than he was a moment ago, is going to push himself forward.
No. And Zielle will push him back down. Wait a second. You're injured.
I'm fine.
And I'll heal him for... How's 5 hit points?
I like it. I'll take it.
And then she'll, after you feel that healing energy, she'll remove her hand from your shoulder and allow you to get up.
Thank you. We should go. Aasria, wait, how are you? Are you good?
Ozzy, please.
I'm okay. Save it just in case the house is full of a lot of surprises.
Yeah, and that's why I'd like to do it now. I'll be okay. I can still help more after this. Just let me do a little.
See, I'm fine. Really.
I am not gonna put my hand on her shoulder. She'll want to, but she'll restrain herself because she said the thing about not wanting to be touched. From A to Z, okay? The beginning to the end, we're not leaving each other. You have to stay by my side if you won't let me heal you. Please.
From A to Z, and she gives a really weak nod.
We're together. It's gonna be okay. You fought really well. You hit that thing hard. And you should be proud of that.
No, that was all Tannis. I just was afraid and I just swung.
Please, he does not need the ego boost. You did that. Just think of the story this will make for your tavern when we go back. Gar is gonna lose his mind.
I don't want Gar to think I'm scary. He already wants me to scare a lot of the patrons.
Trust me, Gar will think you're the coolest. I mean, if he could even think that you're cooler than he already does.
Between you and me, I could maybe use it. And you see some leftover ice chunks just in her chest. There's blood.
Oh my god. I'm gonna save some on reserve, she told me to, but I would like to, as she's helping you up, you'll feel the energy flow through your body, and you will also heal for 5 hit points.
Thank you.
Both of you receiving this warmth. Something you felt prior, back in Avrosa. Sune's light, Sune's health. However, it's fading. Not exactly how it used to be. Still reinvigorating, but just not full.
Do I feel that too?
You do.
I will act like I don't.
Aasria also acts like she doesn't feel it.
Yeah, I think we're all ready now.
Yeah, did Theren go up already?
You hear step, step. One step breaks, little crunch beneath the feet.
You've got to be kidding me.
Pause. Continue to step up the attic.
It's okay, he has Baron and Baron with him? Are they both Baron? I don't think it's actually the soul of anything. I feel like it's more likely to be like a little brother or something, right?
Can we move?
Yeah, we can move, Tannis.
Yeah, let's go. Listen, we're gonna find out. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. After we get to the bottom of the house. Or the top. Let's go.
As you all make your way up to the top of the attic, the very top floor of the Durst Family Manor. Through a small hallway choked with dust and cobwebs. I'll move you over to roll 20. You are brought into a quite large attic, similar in size to the floors beneath it, and you appear to be faced with two halls. One leading behind you to the east, a small hall leading south, where you can see there is a single door at the end, and a door directly in front of you.
Theren, can you stop walking off on your own? We've clearly established this house is dangerous. Let's just stick together, yeah? Aasria, that goes for you too. Let's not do this whole wandering off on our own, doing our own thing.
I apologize. It was not completely my fault this time. I was chasing after a little someone, and you can see Baron just kind of like playing with things on the wall in front of me. He's just like scratching at the door right in front of us.
Theren, through your connection with Baron, this single door feels strange, especially to Baron. It feels childlike. However, this door is locked from the outside. A simple chain lock, but on the outside of the door.
Oh, isn't that interesting? Now, why would they have this lock on the outside?
Probably to keep something in.
He's going to pull out the crossbow and make sure that the bolt is still loaded.
Right?
Are we all ready to release the beast?
If it's a child, are we going to kill it?
Tannis is going to withdraw from his bag that metal mask, put that over his face, and sort of flip the hood of his cloak up very silently, but he will aim the crossbow directly at the door.
Seems so. Theren starts reaching towards the chain. I'll grab it and look back to everybody. Ready?
Tannis will just nod.
If it's still a child, don't just kill it right away. Maybe there's a chance we could help it. But if it's a monster, then we should free it.
Just a little nod to Zielle.
Theren, as you reach up, undo the lock, and let the chain dangle. You turn the knob, and you open the door expecting the worst. But instead of a beast, you see a room with bricked up windows, flanked by two dusty wooden bed frames, sized for children. Closer to the door is a toy chest, with windmills painted on its sides and a dollhouse in the corner that seems to be a perfect replica of the dreary edifice in which you stand. These furnishings are draped in cobwebs, and lying in the middle of the floor are two small skeletons. Wearing tattered but familiar noble robes, the smaller of the two cradles a raggedy, stuffed doll with two big buttons for eyes. And for today, that's a wrap.
Ryan!
How dare you? First,
Are you
how dare
kidding
you?
me?
How dare you?
I thought you were gonna end it when the door opened, but that was worse. Thanks.
thank you all so much for listening. We're so excited to be here with a brand new series. Oh my gosh, we're so far deep into the Durst Family Manor. We will see you all in 2 weeks. I would like you all to join me for a goodbye. Ready? Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
At least we got to dance.